Okay, so today we're going to talk about the community and the mentor program at Gvahim and how they can assist you with your job search. So, networking in Israel. I'm sure it's also the norm in the countries that you made Aliyah from, but in Israel, networking in the job search is a very critical component. A lot about finding work is about who you know, who you went to with in university, in the army, and all those kind of things. Um, a lot of employers have a referral program. It can be called Chaver Mevi Chaver, or something like that. A lot, especially in high tech, are closed through those kind of referrals. So it's very important to have a good network here. We know that you have professional networks in the countries you made Aliyah from, but what Gvahim wants to do is to really help you build your professional network in Israel in order to help you to find this job, the next job, and so on. So how are we going to do this? We created a platform called Gvahim Network that has a lot of contacts that you can use to your benefit for your job search. Okay, there's over 5,000 contacts, and the goal is to really use them to the best of your advantage when you look for work. So we're going to go into the platform in a minute. I just want to say a few words about the registration for those who haven't registered yet. You can just Google Gvahim Network or look at the emails that you got when you registered for the program. There's a referral there. And the recommendation is to sign in with your LinkedIn account because that way it will pull all the information and you won't have to manually input it. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to create an account. Your status right now is post Aliyah participant. Okay, we also have this platform available for people who are in the pre-Aliyah program before they made Aliyah. We have mentors, volunteers, of course, the Gvahim employees, but you guys need to choose the post-Aliyah affiliation. Okay, fill in that you're in the career program. I think you'll be asked also what year, so fill in the year that you started. It will send you an email, approve the email, follow the link. It's pretty straightforward. Of course, if you need our help, you can contact us, but I think you guys made Aliyah. I think you're very capable of registering into Gvahim Network. Okay, and you have a profile there that pulled the LinkedIn information and information you added. You can edit the profile at any point of time. Okay, so once you find a job, you'll obviously want to add that into your profile so that people can see where you're working at, so that you can help the Olim that are looking for work after you find yours. And okay, so all kinds of information. You can offer help. Okay, if you want to help other Olim, meet with other Olim, then you are more than welcome to complete these. And after you have worked for 10 years in the Israeli market, you are more than welcome to add yourself as a mentor and be a mentor for future Olim. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go over what's available for you in Gvahim Network. And I'm going to go into the network itself. Can you see the Gvahim Network or still seeing the presentation?
Yes.
Yes, you can see the network. Yes?
No,
Okay,
we
יופי.
can, we still see PowerPoint.
אוקיי, אז רגע. Mm, Okay, now you can see Gvahim Network?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, so the network has a few attributes that I really, really encourage you to use. First of all, there's a feed. The feed contains lots of information. I recommend going through it at least once a week. And let's give some examples that can be there. First of all, we have myself who are offering events and lectures. For example, here I'm publishing a session later on today with an HR manager that you're welcome to join. There's the link for the Zoom here. This is something that you also got through LMS, but also I publish it so that people who are no longer at the training stage of the program can enter these sessions. Okay, so even if you finished with all your LMS training courses, you're welcome to join the session at any point of time. So I publish events. Here I can tag people that I think are relevant to join. Here, for example, there's a mentor. He's a product manager, and he's saying, I'm available to meet. Okay, that means that he probably finished with an Ole that he was meeting with. And he's saying, if anybody wants to talk to me, you're welcome to reach out. Okay, he gives us information, so that's very nice of him. Olim will publish what they're looking for. This guy, Jordan, he's a mentor, and he just published that he has some open positions. Okay, he works at XM Cyber, and he's encouraging you to reach out for positions that he has that could be good fit for Olim. Okay, again, Olim will publish things, all kinds of information. You can reach out to fellow Olim. You can, of course, go into whatever events I am publishing. So use the feed. So that's that. Then there's a part, the people in the mentoring part, I'll talk later. There's a job board. Okay, although we say that we give you the tools for looking for work, but we're not a placement agency, we do get approached by employers. Okay, employers will reach out to us. Why is that? Because they know that we have good international talent, such as yourselves. Maybe they're looking for experience abroad, maybe they're looking for languages. So they will ask us to publish these positions. Another function that could be publishing positions is the Olim themselves. Once you start working at a company, we really, really encourage you to publish the positions that you have in your company so that fellow Olim can follow. So, for example, if I want to go into this position at Checkpoint, I have the information. I see who published it. This is Luciana. She works for Gvahim. She has a star near her name, so that means she's a Gvahim employee. So she was approached by a contact at Checkpoint, and look, they're asking for a French speaker. So obviously they will come to Gvahim because they know that we have some French speakers. So what you can do is you can read about the position, and then you will apply. Okay, we will get your CV, we'll review and pass it on. So one source is the Gvahim team. We also have positions that are published by mentors, by Olim, by employers who are in the platform. So you can look at these positions and see if there's something you want to apply. And once you start work, then obviously we would like you to post the jobs as well. Okay, this is for you. What else do we have here? We have events. So we publish all kinds of Gvahim events, lectures. Obviously, they're all free of charge for you, and you can click on the links and register. So I would suggest looking at that once in a while. And we also have resources, which is a source that has all kinds of presentations, videos that you can, read, use, and all kinds of courses that you can take. Okay, we still have two more sections, which are the people and the mentoring, but I'll talk about them a little later. Okay, so now I'm going back to the presentation. How are we going to search and how is the platform going to help us in our job search? There's the people section. Okay, if we go to the people section, it has more than 5,000 members. And who are these people? These people are all the alumni of the Gvahim programs, the people that are in the pre-Aliyah program before they move to Israel, the mentors, the Gvahim employees, the Gvahim volunteers. So let's say I am interviewing for a company. For example, let's say Amdocs. I can do in the search, I can write Amdocs, and it will show me the people in the network that are associated with Amdocs. Okay, so for example, I will scroll down and I will see that I'm trying to look for that Dan Hod. Okay, he's a mentor and he works at Amdocs. So if I'm interviewing for Amdocs right now, obviously I will reach out to him and I will ask him to refer me to submit my CV, or I will ask him to prepare me for the interview, or I will just ask him, what's Amdocs like? Is it a good company? Do I want to work there? Do you have any tips for me when I interview there? Okay, so really use this and just remember that the 5,000 people that are here are expecting you to reach out. So don't feel that I'm bothering Dan in his work or whatever. Dan is a mentor and he is here because he wants to help Olim integrate into Israeli society. So he's more than helping that if you reach out to him and that you talk to him about your interview at Amdocs. Okay, so really, I want that every time you have, and you send him a message, okay? So every time that you are interviewing for a company, go to the people side and reach out to people for the referrals. Okay, so use Gvahim Network for referrals. You can also reach out on Gvahim Network to veteran Olim if you want to talk to them. Okay, so let's say you're a project manager, you can do in the search, you can look for project managers and then ask them, what's it like to be a project manager in Israel? How did it work for you? Or you can look for Olim that came from the same country you came from. There's all kinds of options in order to connect. What we really want you to do with the network is to reach out to people and talk to them and use them as much as you can to help you with your job search. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the mentorship program. So you guys are at the stage where you're attending these sessions. Some of you, maybe by vote of hand, who started working with a career consultant. Okay, Yofi. So after you worked with your career consultant, could be a good time to start working with a mentor. But you need to make sure that you're really into the search stage, okay? If you're currently still in Ulpan and are saying, I want another 2 months to finish Ulpan and then I'll start the search. Or if we're just before the holidays and you're saying, okay, I'm going to travel for a month and then I'll come back, I encourage you to wait with the mentor stage until you're ready to be looking seriously. Or maybe you're doing a temporary job and it will be finishing in a few months. So wait for the mentor stage until you are serious about the search and you're willing to invest the time, okay? Because the mentors at Gvahim are all volunteers. They are people that work full-time demanding jobs. They're giving from their time to you because they really want to help. But we need to know that you're approaching them when you're really, really serious about the search, when you're going to meet with them, not cancel meetings, not really be focused on the job search. So that's in terms of, my expectation from you. So from a program perspective, please contact the mentors after you finish your HR consultations. The reason being is that most of the mentors are not HR professionals. They do have experience interviewing and all that, but we want you to come to them with your CV and LinkedIn ready. Okay, so whoever started working with HR consultant, you know that two of the things that you complete with them at the CV is the LinkedIn, and the third thing is the career goal. So it's really important to reach out to the mentors when you have job clarity. And what does that mean? Not to come to them and say, I'm debating between this, that, or the other, but to be more focused and say, okay, I'm looking for this position. Okay, so again, because they are volunteers and not necessarily HR professionals, we want you to come to them when you're very, very ready to be working on the job search. Okay, so these are the conditions. Now you had the session with me, so you can really, once you complete this, reach out to them. Okay, so what is this mentorship program? What is the expectation of these mentors? So the mentors at Gvahim are either Israelis or veteran Olim. Okay, some of the people have been here for 30 years, for 40 years, for 20 years, for 10 years. So they're either Olim or Israelis that can really help you understand the Israeli job market. Okay, they have industry knowledge. They can talk to you about what it's like to work in a big corporation or at a small company, startup. What does it mean? They can really help you with developing your job search because they have also searched for jobs in Israel. Many of them are managers, so they've hired people. So they can really help you with interview simulations. Okay, you can meet with your mentor before each interview if you want to prepare for the interview. After you have an interview, you can analyze what did I say, what did they say, and they can really help you understand the answers you gave and the feedback you're getting. Also, mentors can help you by connecting to their friends. So they don't have to, but many of the mentors will tell the Olim, you are welcome to look at my LinkedIn. If I have any connections that you want me to introduce you, I'm happy to do so. You can also be proactive and go over their profile and say, oh, I see you're connected to this person from that company, and it's a company I'm really interested in. Can I talk to your friend? Okay. As I said, that Gvahim is not a placement agency. Also, I don't have the expectation for mentors to find you the jobs, but definitely to help you in your search. And also, sometimes it can happen. Sometimes they can help you. Maybe there's an opening in their company or somebody that they know. I have a mentor who's in sales, but his pitch to Alim is, I'm very well connected, so meet with me, even if you don't want a sales role, but just because I know many people. And they can help you bridging the cultural gap. Okay, talk a lot about the meaning of interviewing in Israel, interviewing with Israelis, and things like that. I have a mentor who is from the finance field, but he's been on 4 relocations, and he says, I'm really an expert on cultural gaps in the Israeli culture. So meet with me, even if you're not in a finance role, because I can talk about those things. So I think it's a wide variety um, of information and assistance that you can get from a mentor. And I really hope that you'll connect with them and they'll give you all the information that they can. Okay. So in terms of how the relationship looks like, there's 2 types of mentors. One is a mentor that I want you to find for the long run. Okay, so I want you to have one mentor that will go with you from the minute you start until you find the job. Okay, and you can meet, it's generally every other week. It could be on Zoom, it could be in person. It's always recommended to have at least one face-to-face meeting, but I don't want you to limit yourself by geography. So if a mentor you really want to meet with is in Jerusalem and you're in Beersheba, I wouldn't want you to pass that on just because of geography. So if you live far away, then that's fine. Meet just on Zoom, or if you feel more comfortable with online meetings, that's okay as well. Whatever works for you. I really want you to choose the mentors according to their profession or where they work or their experience, and not necessarily where they live. How some people like to have a set date and time. Some people will be ad hoc. It will depend on you. It will depend on the mentor. You need to see, of course, that it's a good fit. If a mentor tells you I can only meet in the evenings and you can only meet in the mornings, and obviously it's not a good fit. So you need to find one that works for you. And I said there's 2 types because one is this mentor that you're going to be with in the long run. But I really, really want you to have many conversations with other mentors, okay? And the mentors are here for you, and you can have as much one-time conversations as you would like. Even before you choose a mentor, you can have 3 or 4 that you have 1, 2, 3 meetings, and then you can decide which one you're taking for the long run, okay? So have as many conversations, brainstorm. If you're debating on something, if you're not sure, really the community is here for you, and I have all kinds of mentors that really prefer the one-time conversation. So I highly, highly encourage you to use both types of mentor relationship. Okay, so if we want the relationship to work, if we want it to be effective and really help me with the job, there's a lot on you, okay? It's your job search, it's your responsibility. and you really need to move the relationship forward and get as much as you can from it. So we want you to be proactive, to ask questions, send feedback, and come prepared to the meetings, okay? If you want, you could set an agenda in advance. Obviously, the first 2, 3 meetings will be about getting to know each other, hearing about your career journeys. But after that, if you can be proactive and say, this meeting, I want to talk about the industry. Next meeting, I want to talk about interview strategies or whatever. I think it will be showing that you're serious, and it will be a good way to have effective meetings. Be open to feedback, okay? Remember, they're Israeli, so they'll be direct and say what they think. And you should accept it. And I'm not saying you have to do everything that they say, but at least be open to listening, to self-development, to change. Some mentors will give you homework, just like the HR consultants will give you homework. Some mentors will give you assignments to work on, and it's a good showing you're serious to do the work. And in order for it to work, you need to be transparent. You need to not just talk about your success, but also come and tell them what's not working well and what are you frustrated about and all those kind of things. The more you share, the more they can share back and help you succeed. Okay, so again, a reminder, you have one mentor for the long run, and you have a lot of mentors that you're having one-off conversations. So let me show you how you reach to a mentor into the platform and how you look for a mentor. Okay, so I go to the people section. Okay, there's about 5,000 people there. There's filters. Okay, so you can look for a mentor according to a certain company or an industry or a job function. Okay, so I don't know, I want to write project manager. Okay, and then it shows me all the project managers. So there's like 128, and then I can filter by affiliation. And my gosh, so I only want mentors. Okay, so there's 5 project managers that I can reach out to. Okay, and then there are different types of project managers, like Chava is in the health industry, Yossi is in infrastructure, Yael is a project manager in HR field, Vera, I forget which industry, so you can check all those. My recommendation is to search. You can use these filters, of course. I personally like searching through the search bar. Okay, so you can search here. One second, I'm going to reset it. According to a profession, I don't know. You can do a engineer. Okay, many engineers. So let's go by affiliation to mentor. Okay, so you can search like that. And I want to give you an example of how to reach out to a mentor. And you'll have to read all the profiles and see. Okay, so let's say I want to reach out to David. Okay, he's a mentor. He's a veteran Ole from France. I go into his profile and I see he's a sales manager at Microsoft. And he lists what he's willing to help with. That means that he's very open to one-time conversations, but he's also open to mentoring. So there's a button here that says request support. I click on it, and then I could either write, hi, David, I would love to meet for a mentoring, kind of meeting. Or I can also we have a template, okay? So there's a template that we prepared, and you can just edit it as much as you want. Now, it could be that David is currently mentoring an Ole, and he doesn't have time for another one. Some mentors will take more than one Ole. Some will limit themselves each time to one because obviously they're volunteering and their time is limited. So if he's volunteering an Ole, he will disable the button. And when you press, it won't work. Also, he could disable the button because he's very busy at work right now, or because he just started a new position, or he's not available. Now, if you try to contact someone and the button doesn't work, but you really want to have at least a conversation with them, you can always use the message. Okay, the message always works. It could be that you'll reach out and he'll say, "Oh, I forgot to enable the button when I finished with my Ole," or "My Ole is actually just signing a contract now, so I could be available in 2 weeks." So I wouldn't want the fact that the button isn't working not to reach out to them. So reach out, write their message. Worst that can happen is you can say, "I'm very busy right now, I don't have time." But most of the mentors will be very happy to meet with you. Okay, so again, I'm searching for people in the field of people, and you can do by affiliation, you can do um, by the position, you can search by location. Okay, if you want someone, you can search by industry. There's all kinds of searches. It's not very complicated. I'm sure you can play around with it. Okay, so what happens if I reach out to a mentor in the network and they don't answer me? First of all, don't take it personally. It doesn't mean that they saw your profile and said, "No, no, I'm not helping this Ole." Not at all. It just means that maybe they haven't entered the platform. The platform is very much for Olim usage. The mentors are there, but I don't see them going into it on a daily basis. So sometimes they won't see that you contacted them there, or the email went to spam or something like that. So if a mentor doesn't answer within 2 to 3 business days, you're more than welcome to contact me through Gvahim Network, through email, whatever works best. I have all the mentors' phone numbers and emails, so I can reach out to them, and then they will either say, "Oh, sure, give her my phone number," or "No, I'm actually busy right now," but at least we'll have an answer. Okay, so please don't be at a situation where you contacted somebody, they didn't answer, and you got offended or you just give up. Please let me know, and I will do my best to provide you with the contact to these mentors. Okay, so so I showed you how to search in the people part. We did that. When do you find a job? Okay, so first of all, great. And let us know at Gvahim. We can take you off the reports of looking for work. We will update. We're very happy for you. But of course, let your mentor know. Okay, it's very important for them to have closure. You could put a post on LinkedIn saying, "Thank you, my great mentor, for helping me," if you want. That's always nice. And sometimes friendships happen and you stay in contact. I have a lot of mentors that told me that they stay in contact with Olim even after. You can consult later on how to ask a raise or what to do with my boss or things like that. And also, I have one of the mentors told me that one of his mentees offered him a job at where he was working and he actually moved to work with him. So the relationship can go both ways. By the way, access to Gvahim Network and all this networking and mentors is for life. So you are more than welcome to use mentors for the first Israeli job, for the second, the third. We have returning alumni all the time that connect with the mentors. They're very happy to assist. Okay, so that was the presentation. Again, I encourage you to really utilize Gvahim Network to your advantage. Use the people part, use the mentors, use the job board, the events, the materials, all those kind of information. Because it's really good resources and it's there for you. Okay, so just kind of sum up, we said that you are in the training part now with all these online sessions. You will have your 3 meetings with your HR consultant. And once you have that, you have your CV ready, you have your LinkedIn ready, and your career goal clarity, you know what you're looking for. You have the time to invest really in the job search. I highly encourage you to reach out to mentors, have one mentor for a long term. And again, you could have like 1, 2, 3 meetings, and then decide if it's that. Have many conversations with mentors. Now, just in terms of how to look for mentors, some people will want a mentor that does the exact same job. Some people will want a mentor that's in an industry that interests them to enter, so to understand how to go there. Some people will want a mentor that's from HR fields. We have those as well. Okay, so you'll see what fits for you. And of course, if you start with a mentor and you see it's not working because the expectations, they're not doing exactly what you thought they're doing, that's fine. Just be polite, say you're going to go a different way, and no problem. And of course, you don't have to update me if that happens. Just move on and find the next one. Okay, I will also say that I organize events every month, and I think some of you have attended some of them. And these events are a good source for finding mentors. In these events, I bring many mentors from different fields and different professions, and you get exposure and you get to meet them, and then you can decide if you want to have a mentorship relationship with them. So please attend my events. Just for being able to meet more mentors than just reaching out over the network. But of course, reach out over the network. The people are there. They want to help. They want to give from their knowledge. וזהו.